Like if you stuck one can in the freezer, and pardon me, next to a heater, you'd get the inside of a Bic biro and you'd cut the tube
and spray it into each other.
And then you would stick the hot paint.
Hold on.
Killa Kela Podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com.
Yo, this is Killa Kela for the Killa Kela Podcast. Firstly, I want to give a big shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring this podcast episode. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy and protection easy and attainable. 1 minute on tour with Official in Mumbai doing a live stream profile piece. Next minute I'm on road with Conrank doing a podcast. I need a secure VPN, and as we know, a lot of these countries don't allow you on your social media platforms. So how do I combat that? I literally changed my location on the Surfshark app to say that I'm in London instead of Mumbai, and there you go. We're straight into the game, and everything can get uploaded exactly how I want to at record speed. Equally, if you're looking for cheap flights and you're travelling, simply jump on the app, change your location from where you are to somewhere like France or Hamburg, and you immediately get the cheap flights you're looking for. Not to mention, if you're anyone like me and you're travelling and listening to music, everybody knows that iTunes US has an abundance of releases that ain't out on UK iTunes. Simply change your location to somewhere like LA and you're good as gold. To use Surfshark VPN, simply hit the link below, 83% off plus 1 month extra free if you use the promo code Killa Kela Podcast, all one word, okay? Try it for yourself, surf safely. Big shout out to Surfshark. Onto the podcast you've been waiting for.
Instagram UK Frontline.
Killa Kela Podcast Live Show. Step into the live and dangerous world of music and street culture's #1 magazine platform, the Killa Kela Podcast Live Show. Special guests alongside performances, news, reviews, profile pieces to a live studio audience. Your monthly live stream is here. Hit Facebook page Killa Kela Official. Beatbox created.
Killa Kela.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
Killa Kela Podcast.
Gonna get a million views, motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Killa Kela Podcast, live and direct, central London, or as central as you need to be. Serves you fucking right for joining in and inside the ride. Big shout out to Graffiti Kings as well. Without further
Graffiti
ado.
Kings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have Tizer and the man like Char inside the place.
Big Char.
How are you, boys?
Good, right, mate. Good in the hood or grave in the Navy.
Yes.
You done know Tizer and Char, baby.
Yeah, man. South London.
South London's finest.
Keeping coronavirus
What
deep.
we're doing, we heard there was
keeping
danger
coronavirus
in the coronavirus, so we're
we
participating.
are exactly fueling a remedy. Right?
Yeah.
As you guys know, this graffiti podcast, and we don't do it proper. Like, these guys are fucking legendary names in the business. Like Tizer, ID. Let's start with you, young man. Jesus Christ.
Well.
OG.
Deep breath,
Well,
Tiz.
Who? I think he's more important than I am.
Shut. What are you doing that for?
No,
Don't do that. Don't do that. You
Don't be
started
soft,
you.
lad.
No, you're better. No, stop it. No, start it. No, you. No, you're fantastic. You are. I really like the hat. It does some wonders for your eyes. No, we're talking about you. Come on, Tiz.
So Tizer's been on before. As we all know, he was in the first early doors where I was barely able
Legend.
Yeah, legend. And also, like, when we first did the podcast, and this is the reason why, I hit you up.
Was I the first person?
You were one of the first graffiti writers. And also, you were the first one...
Could speak English.
Because they were all drunk when they came around here. Yeah. No, but to be fair, like, you have always, come to...
Around.
You've always came to the party. You've always I'm gonna do your piece for the Molotov. You've supported the project from jump.
Yeah, man. Well, I think it's a positive thing, and I think it's important that people need to be celebrated. There's to me, I'm originally American, but I grew up in London, and I'm a British graffiti writer. I was inspired by British graffiti first off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I looked at the main books, but for me, it was looking at everybody who was getting up around me, and that's what was inspiring for me as a young person, And
They should have a Tizer day for you. So drink Tizer.
One day when I'm dead.
Tizer, I am Brew. Everyone in the party.
No. Well, the reason why I chose my name was because I I'm not originally from here, and I have a weird accent, and I've never really been accepted as being English. So I chose an English or a UK brand as my name, so that English people were like, "Oh, he's an
Get
English
with it.
graffiti writer,"
Yeah,
because
get
my
with it.
name was about a pop drink that was a British pop drink. You know,
I think it's Scottish, so.
yeah, it's Scottish.
Sorry,
Is
it's
it
not English.
Scottish?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Scottish.
it is.
And then we've got Char, FDC original.
TKS, MTS, ID, SHK, TV, Tunnel Vision, you name it, I bombed it.
Honestly, man, he got more initials. You think he had surnames. This is the guy, right?
the king. This guy.
This guy.
No.
Right, if anyone don't know nothing, then make sure you know something. When we're talking about this right now, this guy, he literally like brought so many writers into the game. It's fucking mad. Let's talk about that.
Do you know what the funny thing is, yeah, I can remember one time we was all painting, I think it was Neasden, or there's loads of, was it Neasden? We had to jump, none of us had bolt cutters because I think Tate lost them. We had an altercation on the train up there because he knows he was used to do that. So we jumped over, and I remember painting, and I'd done 12 people's outlines on one train, and I kept on getting tapped. Come here, what's that? He said, where's the R? I'm like, what do you mean, where's the R? The R's there, look, it goes from there to, there's the R. All right, see you later. But where's that? I'm like, listen, with the S's here, hacks, the S's there, filling that bit. I used to mark off the bits of them, 12 people's outlines in one train while doing my own one.
Look at the thanks he got.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Graffiti owes me money.
We were talking in the pub, as you probably presumed we were talking in the pub because we are slightly inebriated.
No, talk for you. I had one pint at a time. Can't hold two, you spill them.
And we were talking about like the legacy in which you've carved for like a lot of these writers. You know, you guys have.
I've known Tizer for years.
Forever, yeah.
And the main thing is my inspiration was Speak.
Yeah, man, speak.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
If it wasn't for him, there would be no me, there'd be no Pies, there'd be no Vinos, there wouldn't be a Take How You Know Him Now, wouldn't be no Cos, because without him influencing me, there wouldn't have been, mate, I could tell you stories about Speak, like,
He was your mentor. He was somebody that
He without him, there wouldn't have been any of us.
what are you saying, Ty?
Yeah.
Is that,
So like the first time I met Speak in Cape, I was sitting on a train coming into Clapham Junction. I bombed the train, and the thing that I used to do when I was younger was take a book with me, because if I bombed a carriage and I was reading a book, people would be like, "Oh, that kid's educating.
He can read.
himself.
He's not a grapher.
He's educating himself. He's not a bomber." Like that, and then
clearly
those two got in behind me, and then they started scratching into windows, and I turned around and I was like, "Oh, what do you guys write?" And they was like, "Oh, Speak in Cape," and I was like, "Oh man, I know your shit." Da da da. And then I was like, they were like, "Oh, what do you write?" And I pointed to all my tags in the carriage because I'd smashed it, and they were like, "No way, your ties!" And we didn't think you were a writer. You were reading a book, and I was like, "Ah, it works. It works.
It does work.
My fucking little."
Does the
sneaky
theory of
shit.
like, you know, when you wear like a visor, like one of those fluorescent visors, and you just kind of go incognito in like a situation. Does that work?
There's a lot of ways of becoming invisible.
Like back in the day,
Yeah, but you can be invisible in a lot of ways. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Psychological, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, because I used to be really skinny, believe it or not.
What's
And
happening
I ate my ex-girlfriend.
Did you? Do you have the runs?
Serves her right.
And like I was
You've done the trots.
no, but I used to look like a crackhead because I was so skinny, and so I used to make out like I was a crackhead and get onto tubes and start talking to myself and fucking going bugging out, and people were
I
like,
do it all the time.
people were like, "Man, that dude's got a knife." Do you know what I mean? And then I'd
And
push
then they
people out the
remove
way.
from the theatre
Yeah,
of
but I'd push
conflict.
people out the way and I'd just get up, and then I'd get off the next thing and do swap.
I have to say, you was
Platforms.
everywhere. Northern Line, back in the day, Tizer bombs are everywhere. Even speakers used to go, look at that guy. He's here again. And Scribbler, as we used to go up, was it Kenneton? In that walkway, used to go up and down, mate, we battered
Right,
that.
thank you for saying that, because you know what? You don't give yourself
Yeah.
enough fucking
Don't
credit, bro.
yeah.
You
We should
really
look up
don't.
to you, but you're taller than us, that's why.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we look down to you.
But he does. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, mate, he's a legend. Speaker used to nick your S's and go, oh, yeah, that's it. I'm like, mate. Funny days, mate, funny days.
Oh, I love. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in
Rest
peace,
in
please.
peace. Yeah, rest in
Peace.
peace. So that was the you know, the formative
days of Char, wasn't it? Like when
Well,
people like Tizer and
first time I started on painting, I used to be looked after by Shine and Quest. My dad used to work in the same shop as them, and he used to drop me off. Like when I used to finish school, I used to sit with them for like 2 hours before my dad picked me up.
What?
So I was with Shine and Quest.
That's
and
mad.
Doing outlines, and then one time I skipped.
How old were you then?
10 or so. Yeah.
Okay.
But then I used to get
Born into the system.
I used to get the thingy. What's it called? The Star Wars book. No, not Star Wars. What's it called? The
Spray can art.
Spray can art. Right. Get that. And I used to do outlines out of it. And I go and show him, go, yeah, I've done that. He went, no, mate, it's spray can art. Number page 4. I'm like, done. But thinking I'm busted. I'm busted. That's me. That's not. You know the one with the foot and the Cheech character. Yeah, the H and the R, whatever it was. Yeah. And then they took me painting. And then I got nicked. And I remember my mum ringing him up and saying, listen, Shine? I go, yeah. Go, you got him into this shit. You go and get him out. He's in Edmonton. Go and pick him up. Not doing this again. Put the phone down. I was like,
no.
yes, mate.
Really?
My mum was on it, but she didn't care. Like, it was me, Take, Cos, Pies, Vinos, all getting nicked. I'll tell you one time, I can't remember what yard it was, but it was like a stream in front of it, right? So we cut the fence, got up there, done a bad boy piece, deads, kept fucking Superman character, all highlights. It's the best train I've ever done, even to this day. Turn around, I see a geezer in a puffer jacket and a dog. What are you doing? Just I jump, scared, run down the bush, trying to find a hole. Bloody hole. Like 10 minutes ago, got to find the hole, I cut it. Then I found it. As I got through the water was up to here. I've climbed out of there, jumped over, run to a garage in the middle of nowhere, stayed in there for about 2 hours. I went, I'm going back, mate. I'm going back, Cos. I'm going back. That's the best training I've ever done. I'm going back. I'm finishing it. Put the highlights on it, get a picture. I said, Char, you can't do that. I said, mate, I'm doing it. So I convinced all of them to come with me down there to go and do it. I've come down the road, we looked down the road, there's about 300 old bill. And I've seen this double-decker bus come across. I was like, oh, flagged the bus down, went, yeah, we're getting robbed. Let us on a bus. The bus drives about 2 seconds down the road. Police raided the bus. So I pushed Take out of the way, pushed Cos out of the way, pushed the back thing, and jumped straight out, being greedy, thinking, yeah, first out, first off. Wrong move. First one out, first one nicked. I'm laying on the floor on top of the policeman, handcuffed, while Take jumps out, runs past me, Pies jumps out, runs past me, and Cos does the same thing. I looked at him and went, I was like, yeah. And that was one night. That was
Right, so what we've just been explained there is contradiction to what Take said on his last podcast, right? The truth be known, the buck stops here.
we started together, all of us did.
All of it. The buck stops here. Is there any other...
Well, because even back then, I knew that Char was teaching younger dudes how to.
Not no Jimmy Savile way, just teaching them
No,
graffiti.
he just taught them how to paint.
Char
Do you know
will
what I mean?
fix it.
It was, yeah, but he used to do everybody's outlines.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I knew that.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Love pusher, you owe me money.
No, but that was the thing. It was like there was only a few heads that schooled people how to paint back in the day, and then if you look at London style, there was like 4 people who taught other people how to paint, and then those people taught other people how to paint, and then you saw the kind of.
That's why Vino still does the same outline.
Well, yeah, but he's incredible, right?
Yeah, of course, many percent, mate. Tell my hat for him. What he does now is ridiculous.
Yeah, great writer. Do you know what I mean? That was the thing.
I used to go to school with him. I've known him since we were about 10 years old.
But for me and my brother, we had to learn everything ourselves because nobody would teach us shit. And also, we didn't really want other people to know who we were when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like, when people came up to us, they were like, oh, do you write? We'd be like, nah. I'm into hip-hop, though, but I know a lot about graffiti. Do you know what I mean? And just, like, bullshit. You know what I mean? And it was just a way of not being part of it, but being part of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want other people to know who I was, and because it wasn't important. I wasn't the main person anybody was looking at. So
I must admit, I have a love-hate relationship even with this podcast, because for me, I'm like, the writing is on the wall. That says everything. So it's really contradictory to have a podcast that's having people talk about stuff. But
yeah, but the thing is for me, I had people who I adored, even though I didn't know them. Do you know what I mean? Like I even people that hate me now, I still rate their graffiti because I love graffiti. Do you know what I mean? Like I look at graffiti constantly. I look at even the crappy shit, which is like Sharon is a slag. I will still.
You know
read
Sharon?
It. Yeah. Isn't she
Long,
a
long
whore?
hair, walks on one leg. She's got 3 teeth in her head, 2 in her pocket.
No, but you know what I mean. Like
was just
I
us.
look at everything. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to me now is like that because I wasn't really that important, but the thing was I never quit, and I saw stuff. So nowadays people kind of make out that they did a lot more than they did.
I can't imagine.
No, which is fine.
Dude,
Do you know
I
what I mean?
can't-
Like whatever. You
I
know
can't
what I mean?
imagine- I
Like
can't
deep
imagine-
down in your heart, you know what you did. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never sat there and fucking bragged about anything because I never thought it was important to brag about it.
So
Do you know
when
what I mean?
so the Shard in London, they took God knows how many people to make it, right? And the humblest of bricklayer might be like, I was a part of that. Dude, you were part of cultural change.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you weren't a part of a thing. You were your own identity, and you made that shit. Even now.
But I was lucky because I was the age that I was at that moment. I was into skateboarding and I was into
He was
graffiti.
a good skateboarder, I remember
Bad
it.
boy
He was, I remember it, because Speak used to do skateboarding as well. And the only thing I could flip was a coin.
Isn't it crazy, like how that whole thing, like the punk graffiti, skateboarding, adrenaline, I don't know, just off centre of urban arts and black music, they just adapted everything,
for me,
wasn't it?
it
Right?
was really interesting because my cousin, we moved to England and we had to live with my aunt and uncle and her cousin, and my cousins. And 2 of them were punks and they schooled us about music. So me and my brother were into punk and ska music when we were like 7. When I was 7 and he was 9. So that's what we were listening to. And by 1984, that shit died. But there was certain punk bands that were making hip hop music. So the Clash made a song called Radio Clash. Captain Sensible from the Dam made a song called What, which is a disco rap tune, but it's British. Do you know what I mean? So
Because the Future came down, didn't he?
Yeah.
Came down to
yeah, so Futura came to London,
West.
and then my cousin took us to West London to look at that piece, not because he was into graffiti, but he knew he rapped on that album. But because my cousin took us all the way from Sydenham to West London to look at this bit of graffiti, me and my brother instantly knew that graffiti was an important thing and that we should look at it. So from that moment on, me and my brother started trying to read tags. In South London, it was mostly bus bombing, so people had wild style tags, and it took us ages to decipher and read those tags because they were wild. You know
Do you remember
what I
that geezer, Article Don?
Yeah, man.
Remember that on the back of buses? Remember everywhere?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Worst hand style ever.
No,
everywhere.
no.
No, I don't know about a K and a T. It's got to come done. But yeah.
No,
it's
but
all right.
that was...
He was everywhere, at the back of the bus, wasn't he?
That's Brian's partner. He
Yeah,
was part of
he was, yeah,
Hellraisers.
yeah.
Yeah, I know him personally. He's a
He's a
good
good
dude.
kisser.
No.
I don't know. I just brought it up.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't swing that way.
Shut
buddy.
up. Stop it.
No, but you know, like
Yeah, good though.
But for us, we realized that punk was dying, and that hip hop was the new punk, and it was our age group. If you look at when I was 11, LL Cool J was 18 years old, so his music I could relate to because he was still young. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of age group
And he
that
was
I'm
singing,
at.
as the
So
song goes,
you know what I
sitting in
mean?
the
Like.
room. Sitting in the room.
No, but you know, like hip hop for me was it was the new punk, and it made me feel like I could be part of that, even though with graffiti, people didn't know what I looked like. So later on, years later, when I started telling people who I was, they were like, "Oh, I thought you were a massive black guy," and it was because I guess most of my tags were in South London and around Brixton area. But because I was tall.
I love
you know
the.
what I mean?
I
Like-
love
You're
that.
tall. I think when you was born, your mum put your fertiliser in your feet because, mate, you're tall. Today we was walking for the train, you banged your head on the bloody ceiling.
Honestly, it's like I like the fact that the anonymity
of Graff, like it's still even now it's just a thing.
Yeah, but the reason why I started sticking my face on everything at that maybe like fucking 10 years ago was that I was doing so many youth projects that I was doing lots of stuff for different religious groups, and I realized that certain religious groups wouldn't allow me to work with their children if I had anything dodgy with me. So I knew that.
That's a fine line.
What's no pit bulls and that? You can't stand with a pit guy. Listen, this is me and Sam.
No, but you know what I mean. Like
me and Sam, man.
you know, I wasn't taught how to teach, but I knew from my bad schooling as a kid that how to talk to people.
I went for a job. Yeah, as an art teacher, just off the subject now, in Chestnut Grove College. A job centre come to me. I went, yeah, I'll go for that. I'm good at art. I'll be an art teacher. I sent it in. They went, what qualifications you got? I went, none. They went, no, you got the job then. I was like, like just going off of that. Yeah, I'll tell you a story. This now just popped in my head. Yeah, me and Take, right, I went to go and get a job in Lidl's, yeah, in Clapham. All right, I got my CV and everything up there. Mum going, listen, Char, you need to get a job. She didn't call me Char. She used to call me Big Willie Go-Go, but that's another story, right? Right? Big Willie Go-Go, come here. I'm like, Mum, chill your breed. All right? You need to get a job. And she weren't Jamaican either, but that's the only accent I could do. No. Right? So I walked to Lidl with my CV in my hand.
From South London.
But
You're practically Jamaican.
I went to go and give it to the geezer. Me and Tate got nicked for shoplifting. I was in the back of the storeroom. I went, what's happening? He went, any chance of the job? I said, no, run at the back and run across the train tracks like because he's the one who got caught nicking. I went, no job, no. He went, no. I went, Mum, still couldn't get a job up there. That's exactly what happened.
Just saying, staying on a subject, just for a second, because you talk about these writers, and we're talking about anonymity and stuff. Like, how do you, like, Char, like when you were with these writers in their
day in, day out.
So informatively, in their informative
used to live at my house, Sham, everyone used to live at my house, Cos, Tate, all used to sleep on the floor, Zone, Dyer. My brother used to come home one day and go, wake up Cons and go, mate, get out of my bed. He used to get right out of bed and my brother getting it. Like, he used to step over people to get out, mate. It was a free-for-all.
So what makes a graffiti writer? How do you know when someone is like legit and they can sleep on your sofa?
Listen, mate, Rees, all them, mate, Idea. I used to stay in Idea's house. Was it Golders Green? To 4 a.m. and going to yards with me, out. It's constant. Keep doing it, repetitive stuff, and keep getting up and keep getting out there, isn't it? But life takes over sometimes. You've got kids, you've got house, you've got mortgage.
Yeah, but there's different points in your life where you need to decide what you want to do. And
I was going to give up drinking, but I'm not a quitter.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
There you go.
Stay focused, people.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about like as we move on in progressively into our formative years?
Just do what you want to do, man.
That's the truth,
like,
isn't it?
The thing is like, it doesn't matter. People are going to fucking hate you or whatever. And one of my friends said to me recently, a guy called Cor from Spain, he was like, you can't win with graffiti. And I was like, what do you mean? And he went,
they're gonna hate you anyway.
If you do tags, people will go, no, your tags is whack. And if you paint trains, people are going to go, oh, you paint commuters, you didn't paint tubes.
Yeah.
And if you paint tubes, they're like, yeah, you didn't do it in the right station. No
highlight.
I was like, whatever.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just do what you do. And if it makes you happy, then keep doing it. If it doesn't make you happy, then stop. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
a lot of people.
Does that actually play on your mind when you're doing stuff? If
it did when I was younger. I don't give a fuck what people think of me now. Like, the thing is I am who I am, and either you like me or you won't. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't really matter in the end of the day, because I know who my true friends are who care about me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
And when you're younger, you wanna be important. You know what I mean? And I guess
that's a youthful wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah, but throughout your life, you want to be important. But it doesn't matter if you're important to you, the people who love you. Then that's
what
matters.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it gets to your head a bit, right? Because back in the day, when I was everywhere, it was to come to me, and it does blow smoke up your ass a little bit. You're a bit like, talking to people, like it does. The ego does get hold of you a tiny bit. It did back then in the day for me a little bit, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, but the thing is graffiti is a way of looking at things in a different way. Like sometimes you'll get a punch in the mouth or whatever.
I've never
Do you
had
know?
that.
No, but of course not.
Just so you know.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case you want to hate us at it.
Just in case you're
That's
worried.
never going to happen.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it grounds you. Do you know what I mean? It puts you in a position to deal with actual life.
Yeah.
Besides graffiti, like, you can do things where people tell you can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
So that means that you can... If you do graffiti, then you can then become whatever you want to be
That's
because
what
you
Jebba said.
realise that you can be that thing.
Yeah,
Do
thoughts
you know what I
become
mean?
things.
Yeah.
Thoughts do become things, don't they?
Like, I was so hardcore at it at one point, I didn't care. Like, Mum used to screw the windows shut in my house, to stop me going out. So I unscrewed them, put pillows in my bed, jumped out. Me, Tate, Cos, Pies went to Gloucester Road one day, and the whole yard got raided. And there's like a little door in the tunnel that goes to nowhere. It's like it's concreted in. So we're sitting there for 3 hours. The police walking past, going 0348 48 belt on, just talking out the codes on the cans. Right, talking about on the can. And I'm sitting there eating a packet of crisps. Right, so I ate the packet of crisps. Police have gone. Got last train. Got first train home. Gone home. I bumped into my mum on the way home. So where you been? I'm like, Steve's. She went, you ain't been Steve's. I went, Mum, I've been Steve's. So get home. I went home, opened the door, looked in the mirror. I was covered head to toe in soot, and I must have ate a packet of soot crisps. I was like, mate, my mum knew I didn't go to Steve's house.
You weren't at Steve's.
You weren't at Steve's, you
He
liars.
wasn't at Steve's.
Weren't at Steve's.
No, but you know, like, you've got crazy stories. It's great. You know what I mean? Like, some of the bus stories. London was a different place. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Labrador was mad. You used to go to Labrador painting with a baseball bat.
yeah, but it was dangerous.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah, but we were young,
That's
and
crazy.
it's now still dangerous for young people in the
No,
city.
it's nowhere near as it was.
No, but Ty said something earlier. We was in a pub earlier, in case you didn't realise. But
It's their
you
fault,
said,
not mine.
Yes, no, he started it. But you said something profound and relevant, which was just because it doesn't feel like your city doesn't mean it isn't. These people, it's dangerous because you're young. It's dangerous because you're younger in a city, and that's why. It's almost like a moth to a flame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, to be a young person in a major city is always dangerous. You know what I mean? And because I skateboarded and I did graffiti, I was in neighborhoods that I shouldn't have been in at certain times that I shouldn't have been in. So back then, there was young people on the street. You know, you don't see young people on the street anymore, but back then, kids would see you and be like, "You're not from around here, get him!" And you'd have to fucking leg it. Do you know what I mean? You'd just be like, when I was skinny, I was fast, man. I could get away from that shit.
Well, you can't run now.
I could probably run if you pushed me.
down the hill with a shopping trolley.
With
He's
some
crazy.
concrete in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, isn't it? It's great. It's crazy the way that technology and the way that we consume Graff has slowly, like, I mean, Char, like, you're barely on. You know, you don't really promote any of your
Graffiti, no.
No, at all.
No, I'm too busy doing Flex FM, if I'm honest. Like Flex FM, doing videos, making music, trying to push myself in other directions. But I'm going to get back to the Graff now because I've got a bit more time on my hands. So I'm going to start doing that more. But I gave my whole heart to graffiti. Like,
Of course
my whole
you did.
life, I lost my eye through graffiti. Like,
Yeah, tell him that story. Oh, sorry. So, okay, when I was a kid, I had a friend of mine who was he started a crew called IBS. His name was Sek, and I knew him when I was really young. And there was a few people at that time who were cool as fuck, like Asia. When I was a kid, like when I was like 12, 13 years old, he was cool as fuck
Vice
to me.
was good as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, man. I met him recently. He's a good dude. You know, like, there were certain people who were cool. You know what I mean? And most of the time when you met graffiti writers, they were trying to be
Little bit
bad
shady,
men.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, most of the time I didn't want to tell people who I was unless they were really safe. Do you know what I mean? And so, like, Sek taught me how to years ago, for people who don't know, all you could get was car paint. So
Crap.
So you would.
It was like a car plan.
Car plan was the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah.
That mint green that everyone used. Oh my god.
So we had shit tools, but you can do amazing shit with shit tools.
Can we stop you there? But before you say that, shit tools, yeah? Let me explain to you, right? Sir, and he knows this, yeah? This is facts.
Hold tight, sir, FDC,
Right.
come on.
Right,
Yes, sir.
he got a paint deal with Holtz, yeah? And I give him 300 quid. Do you know what Sir give me? £300 worth of glitter paint, right? He took me down to Crystal Palace Hall of Fame, about 6 tins of paint. He went, yeah, that'll cover the whole wall. So I started taking some rough piece out. He went, yeah, I've run out of paint. It was embarrassment. I was like, you can't paint with this. You don't know what you're doing. You got to do it slowly. I'm like, sir, mate, that isn't crap paint. It took
Well, so
forever.
was it going through the paint? It was coming...
No,
it was
it's
just
all
see-through.
glitter. It's all
It was
glitter.
just
see-through, yeah.
It's just see-through
Crap.
shit. So like Simon S. Silver. Do you remember that shit?
Do you remember the Jack Blacks?
It was so bad. Anyway,
What's that black one?
but
Rustnot. Bad boy outline. Rustnot. Big up Rustnot.
no. I'm like I was talking about whack paint. Anyway, but like the thing is like he taught me like if you stuck one can in the freezer and pardon me, next to a heater, you'd get the inside of a Bic biro and you'd cut the tube
And spray it into each other.
and then you would stick the hot paint.
Hold on.
Just to mix the paint in, just to get the colours.
Explain this again. Explain
Okay. So you know a Bic biro.
Yes.
So inside it comes in a tube.
The pen biro.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
So you get the tube in the middle.
Yeah.
You snip it with some scissors.
Yeah.
And then you'd stick one can in the freezer and
cold
one
one,
next to a hot heater.
Right.
And it would warm up, and then you'd push them both together with the stick in the middle.
Yeah.
And the hot paint would go into the cold paint. So
react.
then you could mix colours.
Colours, so you can make your own colours.
So
yeah.
you'd make. So you would stick because you couldn't get pinks when we were younger.
No.
Yeah.
So
right.
you would make your own pinks. So when you saw somebody who'd done some graffiti, you could
Like
tell.
Sham. Like
That's
Sham.
sick.
You could tell if
Sick.
but you could tell if somebody had mixed their own paint, and you were like, "Oh, that dude's a G." He knows
Because
what
you
he's
know
doing.
big
Yeah,
by the
'cause
way
you
you
by the
saw.
colours, you know.
Because Sham was the only geezer, facts, who used to bomb with a pink fluorescent belt on. I was like, man's wasting that on bombing. Like, you know, back in the day, go, what are you all Yeah.
Yeah, hold tight, Sham.
Yeah, old touch Sham.
Sham.
Legend.
Sham, you know you're coming on this
Sham.
podcast, and you
Sham.
know you are.
Exactly.
Sham is the king. But so like, Sec IBS taught me how to do that, and then I heard through the grapevine before I met you that. Con, you have to tell that story.
I'll put an
that
aerosol
happened to
can
you.
in a kettle to try and express make it hotter to compress the gas. And my mum was standing right behind me, and as I went, I better take it out. As I went now, it exploded, hit me, hit the wall, hit the thing, and smashed through the window. There was stuffing all over the place. Sunday roast mash up, right? And all I saw, this is honestly, I had a near-death experience. Yeah? All I saw was white light. I was like, all chilling. I was like, honestly, relax. Next minute, I was like, bang, back in the kitchen. Mum went, what are you doing? I went, what are you doing? She went, so I'm going out. She went, you're not going out. I went, Mum, I'm going out. I put my shoes on, looked in the mirror, my whole head fell open. I went, I'm not going out, Mum. She went, no, we've got to get the ambulance to St.
What do you mean your head fell out? What happened?
Yeah, look at that.
No.
Look at that.
Spray
That's the ring of the fucking spray can.
No.
that hit
Yeah,
me in the
blind,
face.
yeah.
Fucking way.
Man's give his eye for Graff. What have you given?
Yeah, man. So before I even met him, I was like, I heard, oh fuck, Char fucking blew his face up.
And then he died.
Do you know what I mean? I was just like, man, that's crazy.
I saved the tenner. Man saved the tenner when the tenner was needed to be saved.
I can actually raise the game right now. I can actually raise it for beatboxing. So you see this tooth here?
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
This is new.
Is it? Fuck me, that looks
Yeah.
old.
I blew it.
We're going to have for Antiques Roadshow.
I blew it doing beatboxing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Can you blow me while you're doing beatboxing? Yes, that's another podcast.
I don't feel comfortable with this podcast.
Well, you don't feel comfortable in the middle of us? Right, listen, you know, when we talk about like legacy and all the things that you achieved, right, Tizer, what's the biggest contribution that you feel that you brought into the game? I can give you loads, and likewise, I'm going to ask you the same thing of you, Char, because FDC, everything that you've brought, but let's
All
just...
the boxes we used to do. Everything in zone used to be boxes back to back, but like all the whole rails, like
So, Tize, what are you saying? What like, ID Crew... Okay, I'm going to throw it out there, and this is what I'm really coming to. There's enough people that have been on here and have cited you as being one of the contributing creatives that have said to them, no, you know what, mate? You need to just fill in it a bit like that. And you give them some, like, humble yet critical suggestions that will change...
Yeah, but that can be really annoying for some people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, they must hate
you know,
it,
like,
but they
you're
love
like,
it later.
I
when
think
we
you
paint
should change
together.
that shit. And it's not that I think that my shit's good. I fucking hate what I do, and that's part of being an artist, I think.
Do you know that's good? Do you know why?
Yeah, but you have to
I wouldn't
hate
want a
what you
picture of
do.
myself tattooed on me. If I goes, draw me a tattoo, I'm like, I don't even like my own drawings.
Yeah.
So me getting on me, I'm like,
Yeah, people have always said to me, "Why don't you start tattooing?" And I'm like, I hate what I do.
Yeah.
I'd be giving them money, going, "I'm really sorry, I fucked you
Yeah.
up." Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's that. You know, the thing is you. Ah, man, I don't know. It's.
I think you got to stop thinking about it. Just put it out there. That's what I do. with
Yeah,
music.
I just.
When you think about it too much, it goes
you
the other
just
way.
have to keep
Yeah, it's
you
true.
just have to keep producing what you're doing, and the thing is that you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like if you're pushing it for the right reasons, then it will manifest in itself. And
Do you think that's wisdom?
no,
You said
I
that.
just
You said that.
No, but
that you'd be okay, and I think that's of an age, and I think it's important for people to recognise that, well, no matter where you are in the grand scheme of things, to know that you'll be okay. A lot of people
No, but yeah, but
don't
you-
say that. They don't say
yeah,
you're
but
going
you
to be okay.
just be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just be honest about who you are and what you do. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point in lying about stuff because people will check you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never bragged about anything that I've done because I'm not very important within the whole thing.
The
Do you know what I
organism.
mean?
The
No, but
organism.
like, I know that I've done important shit. I know that I've stopped mad crew wars in this city. Me and my brother stopped mad crazy beefs.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that I've done a lot of youth work, and I'm proud that I've done community building stuff, and I've changed areas to make them nice instead of horrible through graffiti, which was originally and
taboo,
still is
taboo.
a taboo thing. And, you know, and I've turned it into my job, even though it's an illegal thing. Do you know what I mean? And I've changed people's perspectives on what I think is beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that just because it's ugly to them, it isn't beautiful to somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think graffiti can change the world. I think hip hop can
Yeah, but
change
not the
the
hip hop
world.
that's around now. The
No, but you know, we're not supposed to like it. They're young people. You know, we're not supposed to like young people's music. We're old.
Oh yeah, so I'm Peter Pan, mate. How about that?
Yeah, I've been Peter Panning this shit for years.
Have you?
Check me out.
I love the way we went in leggings.
I'll tell you what, though, and for those that don't know, Char does. He's a lyricist and a rapper.
He's like the English Fat Joe.
But skinnier.
No, I'm going to put it out there because when I hear your stuff, it's like the way rap should have. Well, actually, it's the way rap's carried on. You know what I mean? It's not. It's integral to the scene with the Graff.
Yeah.
It has that legacy to boot, but it also feels like it's on the cusp enough to be just like totally relevant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. He's
Which
a
is
G.
mad. He's a G.
Love you, dude.
I
I
love
don't
you
know.
too.
You know,
No, I
just
do.
a
I do, I love my
he's a
friend.
virtuoso, man. Like, I'm not blowing him up because he's here. It's a truth. He's a virtuoso, and he does Flex FM as well. You know what I mean?
Yep, run, go tell a friend. 7 till 10, 101.4, Flex FM.
He doesn't fuck around.
Done
you
that
know?
before.
Yeah,
no.
man. No, but Char's always been working. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's always pushed boundaries. You know, he was doing hip hop videos and like really defined videos. Do you know what I mean?
Unsung
And it was
levels of
just
videos,
like
yeah,
it was
that's
just
right.
like, come on, like I'm so excited by anybody in our culture who's trying to do something different or just trying to show the youngers that it's possible to be something that you didn't think it was possible to be.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
more than you're worth.
Yeah, man. Like I wasn't through my schooling and whatever in my life, I wasn't meant to succeed, and I've traveled the world. You know,
I
what
got
I mean?
told
Like,
I was stupid every day of the week in
Yeah,
school.
mate.
You're dumb. You don't know what you're doing. You're dumb. I'm like, hold up. Just because I don't do what you do, don't mean I'm dumb. Just because I can't go, oh yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, don't mean I'm dumb. Just mean I can't follow orders. I'm a leader, not a follower.
That's
There
the
you
one.
go.
That's the reason I got into graffiti.
Boom.
that's
Yeah,
the
but
reason.
you know, but the thing with graffiti, it gave
You
us
can be your own man,
confidence.
yeah.
It gave us confidence to be who
And
we
new market
wanted
and no
to be.
marketing skills.
Yeah,
No,
no.
but you know what I
Marketing
mean.
skills as
Like,
well.
but if you look at graffiti writers or skateboarders, they end up always being like, like doing photography or graphic design, or do you know what I mean? Like, it shows you a path that you are able to be important within.
Yeah,
what,
other stuff you do, yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can make people revere you, but then also you can also be inspirational to the younger people. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't know who you've inspired.
Do you know what? I get messages all the time where they
Shit's
go to me about
incredible.
silly videos. They go, oh, you really cheered me up. Just don't stop doing what you're doing. Oh, you made my day. You like you don't know how many people you affect for doing what you're doing. Like, even though you feel down, you don't want to do it. Like silly videos, I still do them. Enough people message going, oh, thanks for that. Oh, you cheered my day up. Without looking at your stories, I wouldn't be laughing. I'm like,
Yeah, I will definitely add to this that if you meet Char in 2D, by the time you've like got him on your phone, it suddenly turns into 4D. It's like he sends you photos, videos. You know, he's got character. He does characters on his
Pat
he's
the
fu-
expat.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
you know, he
man.
does videos for fun. He'll hit you up on WhatsApp and just like, yeah, you know, just because it's you. It's such a top boy.
Yeah, but going back to your legacy, man, like this dude was the G.
Which is, I think, what people forget.
Hats off, South London
Thank you,
King.
Tizer.
Yeah,
Thank you,
100%.
No, but you're
Yeah.
no, you know, I'm not lying. I'm not
No,
lying.
yeah.
People know.
I would also add that when people do a different area of the culture, like you do Graff, and then you get into like rap, you have to respect the integrity when someone is like Fat Joe and KRS One.
Yeah,
back in the day.
banging.
Like they do Graff,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna do that. I love that.
Years ago, when I used to live with my brother in Brixton, MC Mello came to our house, and like my brother came home. I was with my girlfriend. We lived in a kind of shithole, and my brother walked in, and then MC Mello came behind him, and I was just like sitting on my couch with my girl, and I was like, "Fuck, it's MC Mello in my house." Anyway, we were sitting there, and we were talking, and da da da, and I was sticking on breaks that I thought that he might
Dig.
like, and he turned around to me and he was like, "Oh, you know, graffiti writers are like the football hooligans of hip hop," and he was like. He went, if you're a rapper and graffiti writers dig your shit, then you have longevity because they're the only people that are willing to go to prison for what they do. Nobody else in hip hop is willing to do that.
Have you been to prison for graffiti?
No.
Fucking, all right.
Well, yeah. Well, you know,
How many
you're
times
not
you-
supposed to get caught.
How
Charlie.
many?
What the fucking put me in there and go, excuse me, mate, do me a favour, I could do it overnight myself.
How many
Makes
times you been in, Char?
For graffiti? I think twice. But I'll tell you a story about this one. This is classic, this one, right? All right. I was in a train, bombing it up. Me and Taze was sitting down. I don't know what, I think he was too drunk, right?
Yes.
Bombing up all this inside. I saw these 2 geezers come through the carriage. Right? And he went out to his back pocket. I went, oh, Bill. So I pulled the door, jumped straight out of the fast train going through Earlsfield. Rolled on the platform, stuck fingers up, fuck off, yeah? Taze said they kicked the door, going, fuck, we nearly had him. It was Irie bombs all over the train. They've been after me for fucking about 2 years, all right? So I stopped, train's gone. I'm standing on the platform, and I can see some geezer looking at me. I'm like, the fuck's he looking at? He looked at me again, he walked down, I went, fuck that. So I jumped over the tracks and jumped on the platform. Then he came up to my platform. I was like, you think you're smart? There you are again. And I went to get on the train that pulled in. The 2 police officers were on the same train, the ones I got away from. So they come on the platform to grab me. So I pulled the door between the trains, jumped in between 2 trains in Earlsfield, put my hand up the back, put my hand up. That geezer went, here, mate, help me out. I thought, touch. Grabbed his hand, he went, British Transport Police, you're arrested. So I smashed him in the head and ran down the train tracks and got away, yeah? Right? Got away. And this is the Graff squad, yeah? They were gone. They were kicking themselves, right? Got away from them. 3 days later, I'm walking around Wimbledon, drunk up, bottles of champagne in my arms, yeah? And then some girl keeps following me. I'm like, you all right, babe? Like, cattled. You all right, babe? She's following me again. What you doing? Well, baby, keep following me. She went, you're arrested. I went, what the fuck? Get off my arm. Went out my arm, bottle by accident, hit her. Next minute, I've got people all over me having a fight. I've had a fight about 10 people. I won't go into details, but then I've got arrested, and it was a British Transport Police undercover squad that tried to nick me that I beat up. So I went to prison for that.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, the things was, when we sat down after...
The moral of the story was...
The moral of the story is, do not say what you think when the police said to you, it's what happened. I go, here we go, look at PC 318 attached to Battersea Police Station, look what he done to his face. I went, yeah, fucking good, I'll do it again. They read that out in court. I went, oh, no, when we said to him, what do you think of that? He went, good, you fucking cunt, I'll do it again. I was like, oh, jail.
well,
Jail. So yeah, that was it.
well, don't do that, kids.
No, don't do that. And then when I was on the buses, you know the buses? I was like, what happened?
Okay, yeah. Tell us about your buses.
I'll tell you what happened, all right? Mum said to me, I come out of prison after doing stupid shit. Mum said to me, listen, you need to get a job. You're not living on this house, so you get a job. And I kept on seeing this bus driver pass, go 400 quid, 450 a week, basic salary. I'm like, man's going a bus driver. I've been a bus driver, well, easy, right? But I didn't tell him I had one eye. So when I done the test, like, yes, I went, do that one again. I went, yes. Oh, yeah, you passed. I didn't tell him I had one eye, no fucking way, right? So I'm driving the bus. So I used to park it up, graffiti the outside, 3D highlights and everything.
This is the truth.
Right? And go back to the garage and go, these little bastards have done it again. So listen, I can't keep driving this 80 bus. They're wrecking it. Right? It was me all the time, right? Right? Mate.
I can't.
I was off my head. Then we went out clubbing. I used to borrow buses and drive everyone home. Right? I don't know if I should say this, but half of the AFC football team, Wimbledon, got picked up outside Burger King.
With a double-decker bus.
And got dropped home.
Dropped home to the house.
And where did I park up? Right outside my house.
Yeah, how did you do that? So you've got
Too drunk to walk.
How did you get a double-decker bus down your small roads? How did you...
No, I parked it on the edge of the road because I couldn't swing the corner, right? And my mum went to me, where'd you get home last night? I said, bus. She went, yeah, I fucking bet you did. I'm like, yeah, mum, I got a bus.
No,
home.
you didn't put double-decker bus outside.
Then I got a letter through the door saying, hello, hi, sir, can you come to the police station? I was like, what's that about? I'll
Maybe
give
my
that,
dodgy bus stealings.
Maybe my dodgy Uber drivers. Pulled up in a double decker. Hi, Hussein, here the Uber driver. John? No, right? So the police, I had to go to the police station, all right? And he went to me, is that you? Picture black. I went, no comment. No picture. Is that you? No comment. They turned it. I've gone past a lamppost. I take 2 gold teeth out back then. Oh my God, yes, that's me. Yeah. Packed bus with all the football players. And he went, yeah, you nicked. So I got fined for that. £1,000 fine for a £5 cab journey.
Right, on this floor, I'm going to go for a whiz.
Okay, so the other day, so there's been 3 things that have been said to me recently that I thought was quite cool. Like, Relay said to me the other day, he went, oh...
Catch that.
He went...
Relay race, catch that. Sorry, mate. Sorry,
He said to me the other okay motherfucker. So he said to me the other day, he went, when we were kids, the kids at the back of the class were making hip hop, and now it's the kids at the front of the class who make hip hop.
Mom's in tight jeans.
No, but you know what I mean. It was interesting, you know, like, and then my friend Ebot said to me a while ago, he went, oh, you know, graffiti's the only real art form. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And he went, every other art form, people go to university and they are
Study that shit, yeah.
They're taught how to sell their artwork. So they make paintings to sell them. They don't make them because they love it. They make it because they need to sell it.
Do you think how many good paintings you've done?
Writers,
how many good paintings you've done you could have sold? We haven't. You know, like, the paintings we've done, when someone goes over it, some of them are fucking amazing, like that we've done.
Yeah, but it's in, graffiti's never supposed to be there forever.
Yeah.
Do Do you know what I mean? That's the beauty of it is that my mother, she was a fine artist, and she used to say to me, she was like, "Oh,
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Thank
by the
you,
way.
thank you."
Lovely
Yeah, she
lady.
was a good woman. She used to say to me like, "Oh, I'm really jealous of how you and my brother Shucks can paint and not worry about it getting gone over." She was like, "You know, it takes me
carefree kind of thing,
it
yeah.
takes me about a month to get the confidence to paint the thing that I want to paint, and you guys just
Really good
paint
drawing,
stuff."
Mum was a really good painter. That's in the
Yeah,
picture.
man.
Yeah, bad
she
boy.
was she was a cool lady.
Serious. Yeah, there's a
She fought the
flippancy.
good fight.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about the details on that, we go back to the original. My first graffiti podcast was with you. So, there is a flippancy and a just carefree. Yeah, we're just gonna do Graff, isn't there? And like you say, God, wouldn't it be fucking sick if you had all those things that you had done on a wall and just were able to translate that for
Do you know
sales?
the police have got half my pictures I ain't even got? Like, mate, listen.
This guy.
Listen, I'll tell you one bit, yeah? This is what happened to me. I was on bail. Listen, the reason I moved from Clapham Junction is because the police are coming in every day, right? One time, remember this, right? Police knocked on the door. Me, open the door, open the window. What do you want? We were dropping the charges on you. I went, so what are you knocking on the door for? They went, we got your bag of graffiti stuff. I went, okay, I'll come straight down. Open the door, they handcuffed me. We're looking for something else. I went, right, next time, 2 weeks later, knocked on
my
the door, knocked on the door
God.
again. Says, oh, we got your stuff. I said, fucking keep it and shut the window. I swear down, that's what happened. Mum was like, we got to move from this fucking place. Got to move from here.
Really?
Yeah. They stitched me
What
right
year
up.
was this? What years were this?
Oh, I was 18. About 3 years ago. No, do you know what? Listen, I'm dyslexic. I don't know about time and space and all that. Listen, well, no, I had a good time. You should have been there.
But I tell you what, though,
You missed out.
You missed out. You missed out. Yeah, but the thing is London's changed. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same city I grew up in.
No.
You know what I mean? Like where we grew up in South London, and the thing is back then it was bandit country. Like I would go to West in North London to go and party, and I'd go to house parties, and people would be like, they could hear that I wasn't English, but they could hear that my accent wasn't from their neighborhood, and they'd be like, "Where are you from?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm from South London," and they'd be like, "You better not fucking steal anything." Do you know what I mean? Like people.
I was going like, here, no, do you want it back?
No, but you know what I mean? It was like
Who's kept
it
was
was
this?
bandit country. People didn't come south, and they didn't go east, and like. People say all city and stuff, and they weren't all city because they never came south. They never came
Mate,
east. Do you know what
Back
I mean?
then,
Like,
we was everywhere. Back
you know
then.
who used to kill it was like when Zonk was up north and Cos was down south. DDS was rife then.
Me, Ouch, Zonk, O'Dear. I used to live at O'Dear's flat for a couple of weeks.
sorry, let me just interrupt you. I got onto a tube once, and there was a Bosch and an Ouch dub in the windows,
yeah, inside.
inside,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Motherfucker!"
I was done from Burntwood. We used to do bombing. Burntwood
It was
Oak.
good shit. It was good shit.
Once I met Zonk, we done Golders Green with Ouch and them lot. And me and Zonk went back to a garage, started a fire and sat in there all night. I think we lived there for 3 days. Lovely Zonk is on. Love him.
Yeah, but you
He's
know,
such
like,
a sound boy.
yeah, but people are people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
you know,
Graff,
like
innit?
there's a lot of mental health within graffiti. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the doctor said I'm getting better.
yeah, but
No, it's the thing
you know,
that
you know,
thing
like-
that I promote on here all the
no,
time.
no, but you know, the thing is it's ultimate freedom. Do you know what I mean? Like
Doing what you want to do.
when you're
Get it.
painting, that's all that you're thinking about. So, in my troubled life, it's helped me throughout the whole part of it.
Yeah,
Do you know
music,
what I mean?
music and Graff helps me.
Yeah, man. But you know, like the thing is like if you look at young people, if they started graffiti when they were in their young teenage years, then there's obviously issues there. Do you know what I mean? Like either kids were ignored at school or
Being
fucking
told they're
bullied
dumb.
or
Yeah,
they were told
right.
they were dumb or whatever.
reason I
Just
went painting, I
outside,
think,
general outsiders.
And we were
Yeah.
like, fuck you. Because we were lucky we still came from that punk fuck you era.
I
Do
think
you know what I mean?
I was.
And you know the thing is it's not so apparent now. I mean, there's young people. I think young people will change the earth. Do you know what I mean? Like
The flat Earth, yeah.
No, but I believe
They
I
better
believe
change
in
it
young
quick.
people. I believe in young people.
Yeah, me too. 100%. Change
You know,
the
like-
fucking world, people. Change the fucking world.
No, but you know what I mean.
Truth.
You know, things are put in place and whatever. But that doesn't mean that you can't be who you want to be.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I was told throughout my whole life when I was younger and through my schooling that I was a piece of shit and I was going to end up in prison.
Oh,
I've never ended up in prison. Do you know what I mean? And I turned an illegal thing into something that I can get paid from. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, whatever. Like,
You had that too, did you?
you
Sean?
may look at me and be like, yeah, he's a sucker, but I've done things for the youth, for them to look at me and see where I fucked up and how they can do it better. Do
And
you know
how
what I
long
mean?
does your legacy lie? Does it lie in what people see visually, or does it lie in what you give to them mentally? That's the fucking shit. You know.
I don't know. Do you know what I really want? What I want to do? I want to leave something. So I go when I'm not here no more. I go. Do you know what he done? He done that. I'm like, your name lives on. That's what I'd like. If you, do you know what I mean? Saying, oh look, Char, remember he done all that. He done that. He done. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, but the problem with graffiti is that if you quit,
You forget.
people
it's the
people
biggest
don't
problem.
remember your ass. Do you know
But
what I mean?
don't you think
people
graffiti-
people will forget your ass in a second.
But don't you
know what I
think
mean? They'll be
graffiti-
like, who? And you're like,
Graffiti's-
really? That dude fucking changed shit.
But like graffiti
You're right,
surpassed.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, you're right.
That dude changed shit.
But I'm
He's
coming back
fucking
at it now.
changed it.
Come back out.
Yeah, South London wins again.
Exactly. Bosh, bosh.
But graffiti surpasses that thing where, like, back in the day, like, we were that. Well, I wasn't, but hip hop was the only exchange in, like, relevance. It was like news. It was like fucking news. So if there was a fucking factory bombed up with Graff, or there was like Public
Squat
Enemy
parties,
talking,
yeah.
squat parties, exactly. I mean, we can go into drum and bass and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, drum and bass arguably is the only element of fucking British music that is punk orientated. Truth.
Well, yeah.
Think about it. Like, there's nothing else out there that has sustained time.
Do you know what sustains time the most? Is
drum
that
and bass.
song that's on Star Wars, that Rapper's Delight,
Yeah.
that makes me think of graffiti. It doesn't matter where I am. That one. It doesn't normally sound like that because I'm just humming it, but...
Do you know my one?
And you're
Is
drunk.
the start of
Right, well, 2 Coronas. Man's on your loners. Man only had 2 Coronas. Man fighting a virus off today.
Macarona.
My one.
Macarona. Hey, Macarona.
My one is the start of Illmatic when he plays the Wild Style.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
goes, no, that's my shit, son.
And is
That for me is like, it's
What's
like
that
a
one?
bridge of like,
Where the trains... Here it is.
Well,
That's
it,
it.
was,
Yeah,
it was
mate.
clever. It's the same way as like Wu-Tang kind of copied
Shaolin.
Hijack.
Yeah.
totally copied Hijack, bro.
Yeah, but then they used kind of like kung fu
Yeah.
because a lot of young people at that
Yeah,
time were
smashed it.
looking at kung fu. Do you know what I mean?
Don't
So-
sleep on Hijack. Hijack is...
Comanche Sly.
Yeah,
Wow.
the right rider.
Wow.
Unknown MC till you know new
DJ
schoolers.
Supreme, hold tight. Come
No,
on.
no, but you know what I mean. Like, for me, growing up in South London in the '80s, do you know what I mean? Like, from Just Bad with the song that MC Mello did, the first song that MC Mello did with Money Love, like that came out in 1987, and at that time, there wasn't a lot of. There was Philly hip hop and Bronx hip hop that sounded similar, but it was fucking hardcore. Do you know what I mean? It was like London had its South London with hip hop was
Rodney P.
unbeatable.
Rodney
Yeah,
P
but yeah,
all
but
day.
you had London Posse, you had Cookie Crew.
Were you into hip hop back then?
Yeah, of
Sean?
course, yeah. I had loads of break dancing. Broke Geezer's nose, broke his shoulder, while I was dancing. Just so you know. No, yeah, what's good? I used to love it, mate. I love hip hop back in the day. I think I had Salt and Pepper on a tape. You know, VSS, is it VHS?
Yeah.
Mate, I had that. Yeah,
Yeah.
VHS, you know me, I'm the bloody best. Yeah, something like that. yes, with a mark off.
Do you think that with Flex FM, for instance?
Yeah.
because you guys are doing some let's not take away from this, like what you're doing on a pirate radio.
No, it's
level.
not pirate. It's legal now.
It's legal now.
Legal.
It's fucking mad. It's
it's,
like you've got like different genres that are just.
Yeah, we've had like 170,000 views in like 2 hours on there for me and Dapper Laughs show. Big up Dapper, Wagwan, big up Chazza, Real Talk. Yeah, so we've been doing some big numbers on there. We've done stuff for charity, mental health awareness, charity boxing matches. Like, we're just trying to give back to the community, if I'm honest. So,
That's
doing
right.
big things.
That's right. Hold tight, Flex FM crew as well.
Yeah, but that's the main thing is
Because I'm a giver, shucks. I mean, Tizer, just so you know. Both the
Yes,
they're both the same.
Shucks, yes, Shucks. Yeah, nobody remembers him.
No, he doesn't pay
Big
for
up
13
Shucks
years.
as well.
Yeah.
Big up Shucks though.
Yeah, man, that
You know
dude,
you
that
are.
dude. There was certain people in my life who taught me how to do different stuff. You know what I mean? Like VOP really taught me how to look at a
That's
wall.
how we met. That's how we met.
Yeah, of course, man.
How good was
Solo
that?
one.
That Anthony Hopkins picture
Big up, Mia.
that Stylo done in Crystal Palace.
Stylo.
Oh my god, ridiculous! You know, like back in the day, we had can control when no one had can control. We had
Yeah.
car plans.
Yeah, but the thing was, is like, so me and my brother, when we first started our own little crew, it was supposed to be a 2-man thing, but
I'm in it, and I.
Yep, that's my brother. I don't know.
I'm
I
in
don't
it.
know.
Shut up.
That's just my brother. And like, the thing was, we wanted to stand out from different people, so
wore
we
Lewis jackets.
looked at like people who were doing productions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at that time nobody was doing productions.
Shining Quest was.
Yeah, of course they were. Like Shining Quest.
They used to.
Oh,
do
that was
That
that
They
shit
used to
was
production.
crazy.
Oh, I gotta go. Yeah,
That was
ham
crazy.
sandwich in the corner, blue pinks over this side, left. Do you know what they do when they go painting? They go, John 30405. He goes, blues here, mate. I'm like.
Oh no, Snug's the same. He names the numbers.
Yeah,
I'm like,
phone number 4010.
I'm
Like,
dyslexic, motherfucker.
Yeah, they're
I
mad.
don't
That's
know
madness.
That shit.
madness.
I've heard stories about this. Who does that?
Yeah, but that's
Sick
like
and
weird
mad.
OCD shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I
well,
don't
my
know.
shit's all over the place. I don't plan anything. Don't get any drawings. I go, oh, that'll do, and neat it up
Yeah,
on the
you
wall.
said this earlier.
My
You
life
said
is
this
just like-
earlier.
I
Well,
would,
free
the thing,
spirit.
the
I
thing
don't
I
see
do
you
now,
doing that neither.
No, the thing I do now is I put my colors in color order from light to dark, and then I sit there and I look at the wall and I look at my colors and I'm like, okay, I can use that for that and whatever.
So you put the same thing like dark. I did that with telephone numbers with girls. I put it like, she's all right, and she's dark, man's not ringing her. Like, Sandra, listen, mate, you're dark. You're mashing up my vibe.
I don't know how you guys do it. Like when you put it into perspective, you're going to a wall and you're seeing nothing. Like a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah, but sometimes you see shit.
Visual, yeah.
do
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Do you
I
just
was like-
envision it?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to try to
Paint.
in my when I was a kid, I was more of a bomber, so I was just doing tags, and in my spare time, I was drawing. So like I was more of a paper pusher when I was younger, but I was bombing.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like I was doing lots of tags, and I didn't. The paint that I would get, I never kind of thought, oh yeah, I should keep it all together and then make a good thing out of it.
Listen.
I'd be like, yeah, I'll just use that. Wait, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I'll tell you about getting painted. I'll tell you this one story. He just made me remember. Right? I was me and Crave, yeah, was going around in his car. I think it's his car, right? But we had to go to the Cypress Hill concert a couple of hours later, right? So I've got in about 20 B&Qs in Dartford and all that, right? Got loads of paint. Stuck it back of the car. We've gone to another shop, and this geezer's looking at us. Me and Craig went, put the paint back, went, no, I'm not nicking out of here. Walked out. They've grabbed us, put us in a police cell. I said, I've got nothing on me. What are you nicking me for? They checked the car, and because the car had loads of paint in it, but there had no receipts, right? So they couldn't nick us because I said, mate, I bought that years ago. I'm going painting, all right?
Yeah.
So we all got nicked. I nearly missed the Cypress Hill concert. When I come out of the police station, I mean, in miles of anywhere, I had 4 black bin liners of spray paint. I had to carry it to the fucking train station, get on a train, drop it home with a bottle of Nick's Southern Comfort, right? Go to Camden Palais to watch, because they're not still in the police though, right? I was anyone out, right? All the way down here, I don't remember anything of the whole concert. All I remember drinking the Southern Comfort, and some geezer goes to me, "Mama shoes, man." I went, I can't even see your shoes, man. Right? The next minute, I'm in a taxi, getting out of the cab in Clapham. And he's going, cab fare. I'm like, I'll give you the cab fare. He went, no, you haven't. I went, right, it's underneath the seat. Didn't even pay him a penny and got indoors. Mate, I was smashed.
Insane in the membrane.
I had to get up for bloody cutlery course the next day, cutting fish's heads off. I was like, mate, I'm not doing cooking again.
Mate, you've had so many jobs, haven't you?
Oh, mate, I've been a butcher, baker, flourman, put out... Greg's. I've worked in
Digging holes, mate.
Digging holes, mate.
Digging fucking holes, mate.
No,
Arrow said to me, he was like, remember, there's always a bricklaying job for you back in the 90s. And I thought to myself, yeah, you're fucking right. I got to work harder. Like, it's just this thing in I think it's a thing in a artist's life where you just know if you turn around too quickly, you know, you could always go back there, which is fine.
I've done scaffolding for 12 years. I'm never doing that again. Scaffolding for 12 years. I've done my shoulder in, my back in, my leg in, my pocket in.
How'd you do your back in?
Car crash.
What happened there?
I flicked it about 17 times.
How did you do that?
Do you know the truth or the lies?
Tell us the fucking...
Truth.
It's your fucking podcast. You
Right,
tell
let me
us the
explain
truth.
this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Right, this is what happened. Went partying from Friday, yeah? Went partying from Friday, right? Out of my nut, danced around. All I remember is having big inflatable boxing gloves on, fighting in the ring. Next minute, I couldn't find my car, right? So start back a bit. So I'm trying to find my car. I've been out all weekend, trying to find my car. I can't remember where it is. I got in a taxi. He's got fed up with me because I don't know where I'm going. Took my 50 quid and fucked off. I got another taxi. He's took my 50 quid and fucked off. But just so happens that I was in the same area where my car was. So I walked past this fence. I went, car's there. Got the car. Gate shut. Rammed it. Opened, yeah? Sweet. Drive. No. Ah, stop. Stop. Went too fast, all right? I'm trying to find my car, right? I had to go to the toilet, all right? So I was dying for a shit. So I pressed the button. Yeah, flat 4, they let me in. I'm looking for an IKEA box. Open the door, had a poo with it, right? Sierra Oscar whiskey in him. Echo, I'm like, fucking drop me out. He's coming, what are you doing, mate? I said, I'm having a shit, mate. What does it look like? He went, what are you doing? I went, I'm tired it after myself, I'm having a shit. Listen, I need to go Macca. Right? So he's gone off. So I've come out, clean myself up, put in the bin and everything. I'm not a dirty puppy. Right? So I walked out of there. He's gone, oh, wait, shut up. Fuck, I'm swearing at him all that. He should have nicked me. Why did he nick me? I don't know. Right? So then I got in a taxi, eventually found my car, got in my car, drove it down the road. This roundabout jumped out on me. And I done bunny hop over the curb, smashed to bits, petrol coming on in the car, right? Upside down, just pushed the door open, broken back 2 places. I'm never going them 2 places again. So I dragged myself out of the car, I got my phone out, I've gone, look, Ericsson, fucking dead battery. Died there for 2 hours, some fucking dog walker found me. Cows are licking my face. I was like, oh God, mum. Thought the car was going to blow up. And the same geezer who caught me with the police officer went, you're the geezer that shit in the cupboard. I said, what did you say? What did you say? He went, mate, it's the same geezer. Yeah, and that was what happened.
That's uncanny. That's serendipity.
That's terrible, isn't it?
It's terrible serendipity.
Never going to shit in the cupboard again. Carry your own IKEA box, do it out the street.
Don't
Note
shit in
yourself.
the cupboard.
Don't shit in your own doorstep.
Don't shit in the
Do it on someone
cupboard.
else's.
Right, gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here because I think we've got one more down at the pub across the road.
Have we?
Yeah, we must have. We must have in ourselves. Without...
Never quit, never quit.
I think that's a mentor, isn't it?
Big up Speak, rest in peace, blood.
Yeah, Speak, Asset, Pal,
Yeah, everyone. Sane, big up Sane.
Dire.
Mood.
Me next.
Me.
Do you have to
I'm
kill
old,
me?
I'm
You're
old.
gonna have to kill me
I'm
before I
fuck-
die, mate. I'm Peter Pan,
I got a
mate.
cough, I got a cough.
Have you? Yeah, I can do it again.
No, don't touch it.
I mean, it's been a fucking pleasure for me because, you know, he's doing my fucking heroes right here. Honestly, like, I fucking grew up on you boys. And if it weren't for you boys and a lot of these people that are watching and actually have been on the podcast,
Yes.
they wouldn't
be
in
here.
I swear to God. Ladies and gentlemen, Char Tizer, come on, Killa Kela
That guy.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, come
These
on,
guys.
these guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Big up coronavirus.
Big up coronavirus. Let's down these right now. 1, 2, 3, down.
Disease never tasted so good.
Right. Stay lucky,
Leaking out my
people.
face.
Don't talk to any strange women. Killa Kela Podcast strikes with a vengeance. Stay lucky, people. Peace. Say peace.
Peace, 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 peace.